Bitwit's coverage of CES 2018 is brought to you by Fantex and CableMod. Click the links in the description below for more info. Alright guys, so I made a pit stop at MSI's booth at CES 2018, and I found a pretty sexy monitor that I think you guys are going to like. It's the MSI Optics MPG27CQ. 27 inches, 2560 by 1440, VA curved panel with FreeSync support, a 144 Hz refresh rate, and a 1 millisecond response time. So this is a blazing fast monitor, and it looks fantastic. And it's curved. It's very modern. It's got all the bells and whistles that you might expect from a panel here in 2018. 2 HDMI 2.0 ports and 1 DisplayPort 1.2. It has an aggressive stand with a triangular base featuring tilt, swivel, and height adjustment, so a lot of flexibility there, with a 100 by 100 base mount if you wanted to wall mount this guy. Now there is a little joystick behind the monitor for navigating through the OSD, which works perfectly fine. However, MSI has also developed an app which allows you to control all the same settings straight from your operating system. So it's really convenient if you want to adjust things like brightness or contrast on the fly, or even enabling or disabling FreeSync, for example. You can do that all now straight from their new app, which is pretty handy. Now perhaps the biggest standout feature of this display, besides the panel itself, is the collaboration that MSI has done with SteelSeries to implement those 5 LED lighting zones or lighting strips that you see just below the panel. Each of those strips have 8 individually addressable LEDs, which you can configure within MSI Mystic Light, of course, or the SteelSeries engine app. And from there, things get pretty interesting because you're no longer talking about just aesthetics, but you can actually build in some functionality with how these LEDs operate as well. For example, they gave us a demo within CSGO where they actually configured the different lighting zones to reflect different diagnostics in-game. For example, I think the first 2 LED strips represented your health, and you'd start to see that diminish as you got shot. Another one was ammo, so every time you take a shot, obviously the LEDs would go down there. And then they had another lighting zone that was just dedicated to to reflect the number of headshots that you got in-game. So really cool, just at a glance, very easy to see your sort of specs, or your stats, I should say, and different diagnostics that way. And the fact that it's just right next to the monitor, pretty much right at the display where you're looking anyway, makes it super visible and easy to see, whereas a lot of these same features that we've seen implemented on keyboards and mice and in your system itself are not really that visible, which makes them kind of pointless. The MSRP, or MSRP, on this bad boy is $450 US, if I remember correctly, which I think is a pretty fair price, all things considered, for what you're getting with this display. It's really nice to have FreeSync in there as well. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is this a panel that you might be interested in? What do you think of those LED strips or those lighting zones at the bottom of the display? As always, very curious to hear what you guys have to say. Apart from that, go ahead and toss me a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and feel free to get subscribed if you're not already so you don't miss the rest of my coverage here at CES 2018. I'll see you guys in the next video.